Hey boys and girls, here's a quick video on estimating decimals. There are two ways to estimate decimals. The first way is with rounding, and the second way is with front-end estimation. Okay, in both cases in your book it tells you to start with the highest non-digit place. So what that means is that if we're working with decimals, sometimes we're going to have, say, 0.9 plus 0.4. So our first non-zero place are the numbers in the tenths place, because these are both zeros. So we are going to just look at these two numbers. I'm sorry, this was a 92, and I did this wrong. I am so sorry. I'm having trouble with this video today. This is the second time I've done it. Okay, so this was the original problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round my tenths place using the number in the hundredths place. Okay, so now it becomes 0.9 plus 0.4. And when I add them up, I get 0.13. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. 1.3. Because 9 plus 4 is 13. Put down the 3, carry the 1. Comes out to 1.3. Just having one of those days, I guess. All right. So another example would be, let's see, 56.2 minus 4.84. Okay, so if I want to do this problem, my highest place that they both have is this one. So because there's nothing here, the 5 kind of stays the same when we're rounding. Okay, so if we take it one number at a time, I go next door, tells me to keep it the same, so it's going to be 56. And then here, I go next door, this tells me to bring it up, and then everything else becomes zeros. So now I am subtracting, so that's a 1, and that's 5, and it's 0, 0. And the answer is about 51. Okay, I had another one I was working on before I wanted to show you. So it was 48.5 minus 0.69. Okay, so because this is a 0, we can't start here. We have to go over, I'm sorry, I'm not even showing you the problem. Because this is 8 and this is 0, we can't use this place. We have to come over to the first non-zero place, which is the tenths place. Okay, you can go ahead and make that a 0 if you want. Doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go next door. This tells me to keep this the same, so I'm going to keep this 48.5. This one tells me I'm going next door to the 9 to make it a 7, so it becomes 0.7. So now I have 48.5 minus 0.7. Unfortunately, this is not what I can do in my head, because I can't, sorry, some of you can probably borrow in your head. I cannot. So I'm going to go over here and make this a 7, make that a 15. So 15 minus 7 is 8, 7, and then 4. So 47.8. So there will be times when you are subtracting decimals or estimating decimals where you do actually have to do a little borrowing to help you get the right answer. Okay. Front-end estimation is a little bit easier in that you're only worrying about that first place that is both a non-zero. So if I have 30.98 plus 56.44, I'm not lined up very good here. I'm going to rewrite that. 30.98, 56.44. I'm going to look at this place, and that's the only place I'm going to look at. They both are non-zeros. They both have digits in them. So I'm going to add that up, and everything else becomes a 0. Super easy. Now if I have 0.65 and 0.5, and I'm adding those, well, these are both 0, so I'm not going to look there. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to add 6 plus 5, and I'm going to make that 11. I'm going to put my decimal point down. 1 plus 0 is 1. And then on this side, everything else becomes a 0. So even though you started out with zeros and you're actually using this place to help you round, because you had to carry, you end up with a number in that whole number ones place. All right. I'm going to do one more rounding because to me that one is a little bit more challenging place, especially when you have blank spots. So I'm going to do 49.95 minus 5.2. Okay, so first place that has 2 non-zero digits is the ones place. So I'm going to use the tenths place to tell me what to do. So because it's a 9, it tells me to round the 9 up. Now I can't put a 10 in that spot, so what's going to end up happening is I'm going to turn the 4 into a 5, and everything else is going to become a 0. And then here I'm going to go 5, look next door, keep it the same. Everything else becomes a 0. Then I just add them up. 55 is the estimate. And is that what they have in the book? Can't find it. Oh, they said it was a subtraction problem. My bad. So it wouldn't be 55, it would be 45. See? Even I forget to watch my sign sometimes. That's probably the most important thing, and probably the easiest thing to make a mistake on, is watching your sign. See, I even had it right here, and I still did it wrong. So just be careful on that. If you continue to have trouble with the rounding part of this, please let me know. I'm happy to hop onto Zoom at any time and do some problems with you guys. So just let me know.